There we go. Wonderful. So thank you so much for joining me today for another wonderful seated movement class. So let's start off. Just have a little roll of those shoulders. Just have a little wiggle, little stretch through the body. Just see how everything's feeling this morning as you come to this practice. Yeah, nice little wiggle, nice little stretch. Lovely. And then just let everything settle. And we're just going to take a few moments here to arrive in this space together this morning. So you can keep your eyes open, you can look downwards, you can close your eyes, up to you. I'm just going to keep mine open just so I can see if anyone else comes in to join us so I can let them in. But you're very welcome to look away from the screen if you wish. I say I'm going to keep my eyes open. I always struggle to do that because I always like to close them, so I end up shutting them. But anyway, so just let your eyes do whatever feels comfortable for you. And then in your own time, we're going to take 3 nice deep breaths. So take a nice full deep breath in, and then a long breath out, either through the nose or the mouth. Take a nice long breath in, and then long breath out through the nose or the mouth. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. And then just allowing your breathing to return to whatever feels natural for you. So no right or wrong here, returning to your natural breath. And just take a few moments to notice, how does your breath feel this morning? Does it feel a little bit sort of short in the breath this morning? Does it feel nice and long and easeful? Again, there is no right or wrong. We're just noticing, how does the breath feel? And perhaps just drawing your awareness as well to the physical body. How is your physical body feeling as you arrive here this morning, on this Tuesday morning for our practice together? Are there any little niggles or aches and pains that perhaps just to be aware of today? And then we bring our awareness back to our breath. And in a moment, we're going to do a breath with 3 little short inhales and then a nice long exhale. So you might like to bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. And in a moment, we're going to do a little breath in through the nose, and we try and breathe into the belly. So we'll breathe that little breath in. Then the next breath is going to be more into the rib space, so more here. So we imagine that we're breathing into that space. And then thirdly, right at the top, we're going to take a nice sip of air into the chest. And then we open the mouth and really sigh it out, okay? So it's called a 3-part inhale and then a nice long exhale. And I'm going to guide you through. If you feel like you're, by the second little inhale, you've already taken all the breath you can, that's okay. If you need to breathe out sooner, you can do. And just play around with it. See how it feels. See if you can take just little sip, little sip, little sip, and then long breath out. Okay, let's go through this together. So when you're ready, take a little sip in through the nose, breathing into the belly. Second little sip into the ribs. Third little sip into the chest. Open the mouth. Nice, everyone, really nice. So breathing, little sip into the belly, little sip into the ribs, little sip into the chest, long breath out. Little sip in, little sip in, little sip in. Long breath out. I'm going to do this 2 more times. Little breath into the belly, little sip into the ribs, little sip into the chest. Nice long breath out. One more time. Breathe into the belly, breathe into the ribs, breathe into the chest. Nice long breath out. Lovely, everyone. Really, really nice. And then whenever you finish that final exhale, returning again to your natural breath, and just take a few moments here again. A few moments to check in with however you may be feeling this morning, with anything that you notice. Really nice. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to start with our movement. So let's just start with wiggling the fingers, moving the wrists. Just getting a nice little bit of movement in through those fingers, through those wrists. And then we might just start to make that movement a little bit larger. So again, do here, as always, do whatever feels right for you, where you've had that little check-in with yourself at the beginning and maybe you've noticed any little niggles in the body, so just be mindful of them. And then see how it feels. You can just start to take that movement larger and larger. Yeah, really nice, everyone. With whatever space you've got around you, just adjust. Lovely. And now, as we perhaps start to take these arms a little bit wider, I'll go back to my chair in a moment. As we reach those arms up, we might just notice this a little bit more in the shoulders now. They're really starting to get involved. If you carry on, I'm just going to move back. There we go. So these shoulders are now really coming in. And remember, if it feels too much at any time, we can bring the arms down. We can also do this, which we might do in a moment anyway, all together. So let's just do 3 more nice big circles with the arms. I'm definitely feeling it in my shoulders. So if it feels too much to keep them so big, you can make those circles smaller. Let's do 1 more. Lovely. Then bring them down. Bring those hands down. And then we're going to have a little roll of the shoulders. So just easing off through those shoulders. Taking them backwards, taking them forwards. Lovely. And then releasing the shoulders, grounding down through the sitting bones, finding that little bit of length up through the spine and the crown of the head. So we're not trying to be uncomfortable and sit like really rigid. We want to still have that bit of relaxed posture, but just really elongating through our spine. So lengthening out through the spine. Feet nice and firmly on the floor. And then we're going to do some circles. So taking the body one way. And just notice how this feels. How does this feel in the lower back? Perhaps how does this feel in the tummy? So we might find that we're engaging the tummy here. So if we have a little bit of engagement through the tummy, so just draw that belly button in towards the spine, about 20 or 30%. So we're not trying to squeeze it really hard or anything like that. But that's just getting these deep tummy muscles engaged a little bit, and that supports our back because they wrap all the way round, and that supports our lower back, which is really important as we move. Nice. So let's go the other way again. Just notice how this feels. So I've been having a bit of stiffness in my back recently, and I had a bit of a treatment on my back yesterday to try and ease it all off. So I'm definitely feeling a little bit, I don't know whether bruised is the right word, but I can feel something there. So I'm going to be really mindful of that as I move today. Lovely. And then coming back to center, back to that comfortable seat. So feet on the floor, we're going to bring the hands down to the side of the body. We're going to take the arms up overhead and link it with our breath. So inhale, take those arms up. Really nice. Exhale, take the arms down. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, take the arms down. One more time. Inhale, take the arms up. This time, if you can, wherever you are, just really reaching, stretching up through the body. You might even press through the feet. You might lift the glutes off the chair a little bit. And then nice big breath out, releasing back down. Lovely. Let's give those shoulders another little roll. I always think it's nice to always give the shoulders a little bit more attention. Really nice. Okay, so going to go back to the arms and the shoulders a little bit more now. So with our hands, we're going to place them on our shoulders. And we can lift those elbows, and we're going to start to do those circles again that we were doing earlier. So we can take those shoulders backwards, we can take them forwards. Now, if you start to find that you're feeling a little bit tense in the neck, maybe drop those elbows down again, okay? So have those shoulders lifted if you can, if it's feeling comfortable. This is going to make the shoulders work a little bit harder than when they're down there. But like I say, we don't want to create and cause tension in other places. And things can take time to just build up our tolerance over the weeks of some of these exercises. So taking the arms forward back, I can really feel this already. If you want to add it more, and this will probably make it harder, we're going to stretch those arms out. Now I can really feel this pretty much instantly. So, and the smaller the circle, the more we're going to feel it in our shoulders. So you can try a larger circle if you want. Oh, blimey, that feels quite intense as well. So I don't know whether that's any better. But wherever you are, we're going to take 3 breaths. So breathing in. I'm going to go back to this one. Breathing out. Nice. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more breathing in. And breathing out, let those arms go. Give them a really nice shake. Lovely. Okay, and then we're just going to take the chin and drop it down towards the chest. So we're not going to force it or push it, but just see if we can create that really nice length down the back of the neck. And then inhale to lift through the chin. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. So gently drop the chin down towards the chest, not forcing it. And then when you're ready, lifting it back up. Really nice. So we're going to get a little bit more movement through our spine now, but in sort of forwards and back motion. So doing our seated cat-cow. So just turn my chair so I can show you. So we might wiggle forwards a little bit onto the front of the chair here. So these are the ones where we start with our hands back towards, so on our legs, back towards our body. And then as we take a breath in, we reach forward with those hands, we round the spine, we tuck the chin to the chest. And then as we exhale, we reach forward with the chest, we take the arms back. Okay, so hands on the legs, Breathing in, slide those hands forward, tuck the chin to the chest, we round that spine. So my spine is going back towards the chair. And then we exhale, we lift through the chest. We reach those hands back behind us. Lovely. Hands on the legs. Slide those hands forward. Reach, reach, reach with the fingertips. And then back. Nice. Really lift through the chest here. Let's do 2 more. So hands on the legs, breathing in, slide the hands forward, round the spine. And then exhale, reach those arms back, getting our curve in the spine in the other direction. Back to center one more time. So reach forward with those hands, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale, reaching back. And then releasing here. Really nice, everyone. Let's just come back through a couple of those circles. So again, keeping that nice length here through the spine. Turn back round. Lovely. And just notice, how does that feel now after we've done those cat-cows? And we're not necessarily looking for things to change or be different. It's just to notice, how do things feel? Lovely. So from here, making your way back to center. Then we're going to bring in a little bit more movement now. So we're going to start our nice walking on the spot that we do. So lifting one foot and then the other. So again, depending on how you're feeling today, you can really go for it with this, or you can keep it a little bit lighter. So you can use just the feet, or you can use those arms as well. If you want to do even more, you can really lift one knee up and then the other, or you can go really fast. So see what feels right for you. We are going to do this for 1 minute, starting from now. So off you go on your lovely walk this morning. I did at one point say it was going to rain today, and it hasn't so far, so I'm quite grateful for that. Didn't get wet on the dog walk this morning, so always grateful for that. So really swing those arms if that feels okay. Really stomp those legs. And I've just noticed in myself, as I've started, I've sort of collapsed down a little bit in my spine. So if we can, keep that nice length up through the spine. When things get harder, we're 10, 15 more seconds. When things get harder, we tend to, the body tries to make things easier. Okay, so just check in. Can you lengthen up a little bit more through the spine? We've got 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. Sorry, I think we might have gone slightly over there. But yeah, so when things become harder physically, or our heart rate picks up a little bit, or our breathing gets a bit more laboured, the body tries to make other things, make things easier. So if you can, I'll point out these little things that we can remember. If, however, it feels too much to remember, do this, do this, do this, don't worry. Just you're doing something, you're moving. That's wonderful. That's great in itself. Okay, so let's let those heart rates settle down a little bit. We're going to bring our awareness back to our hands and interlace the hands. And then we're going to draw them in and out again. So again, it's from the side, so we can't really see from the side, like that. So again, this is going to work the shoulders a little bit because we have our elbows lifted. If we don't want to work the shoulders, we're going to let those elbows come down. There we go. So this is just really working with all those little bones, muscles, joints in the fingers. And then when you're ready, we're going to pause, draw the hands apart, and then interlace them again, but with the other hand index finger on the top. So I have my right index finger on top. Now I've got my left index finger on top. And again, draw those hands in and out. Taking a breath here, inhale, exhale, nice everyone, let that go. Let those shoulders relax, give them a little roll. Nice. So now we're going to get a little bit of a stretch for the arm, and I'm actually going to come back down because it's a bit easier to show you. I'm a bit closer. So we're going to take the right arm and place it across our body. I know I'm not mirroring you. So let's take that one. And then the left arm is going to come up. It doesn't really matter which way round you do it, but you've got one arm across the body and the other arm comes up near that shoulder. Yeah, that's it. So hopefully this is giving you a nice stretch sort of around here. A bit up into the shoulder and around here. Lovely. We're going to take 3 breaths here, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. Let that go. Give them a little shake off. And then other arm. So whichever arm you didn't do last time, bring that one across the body. The other arm comes up. So now finding a bit of a stretch maybe around here, maybe a bit higher into the shoulder. Going to take 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Nice, everyone. Let those arms go. So from your chair now, we're going to bring our hands here nice and close to our chest, and we're going to do our 1, 2, 3. I don't know what else to call it, so we'll call it 1, 2, 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. That's it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you can do this at my pace. 2, 3. You can go quicker if you want to. 1, 2, 3. If you want to go a little bit slower, of course you can as well. But hopefully you're feeling this sort of force that we're using of our body weight through the arms and the shoulders. So we're getting a nice little bit of movement and strength in through the arms and the shoulders. Okay, let's do a few more of these. 2, 3. Nice. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. 1 more. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. It's really nice being able to see you guys. Thank you, as I can do it a bit more in time with you. Otherwise, I'm probably doing it completely different. So from here, you can go back to the 1, 2, 3, or you can make a little fist with the hand. And we're going to do a bit more of this style movement. So I will go back to my chair in a moment, but it's a bit more of a punch into the air. And I'm also doing a twist. So if the twist doesn't feel good, you can keep going straight in front or twist the body a little bit. So you're really going to keep your feet grounded. You're going to keep your hips facing towards me, and it's your torso that you're twisting, okay? So I'm going to go back to my chair. Lovely. Yeah, nice. Just carry on if you've already started. If you want to do it with me. So we're doing a nice twist round through the torso. A nice bit of intentional force there through the arms. But keeping, if we can, the feet, the knees, the hips facing me. So we're not sort of turning our whole body. We're keeping the lower body facing towards your camera, towards me, and we're finding this twist through the upper body. Getting that movement in. If you need a break at any time, of course you can do. And we're going to take just a few more moments here. Let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, everyone. Really nice. Bring that back down. Have a little roll of the shoulders as we do. If anyone needs to take a drink at any time, please do so. Could you feel that, sort of that bit more twist as we were going? So yeah, we're working sort of our obliques down here, the side of our tummies, as well as our arms and our shoulders and our upper back, really. So well, our whole spine. So, and this rotational movement is really good for us. So let's now cross those arms over. So we're going to cross them over the chest. And we're going to do a little rotation from side to side. So we might not go quite as far as we did with the last movement, but we're just getting this bit of rotation in the spine, which is really good for us. It helps us when we reach for things, when we pick things up. Just let our heart rate settle a little bit whilst we do this. Let's do 1 more on each side. Lovely, and come back to center. Okay, let's go down to our feet now. I'm just going to move my bolster that I was sat on. Oh, there we go. So my feet, which you can't quite see, but I think you know what we're doing. So we're going to go forwards and back on those feet, okay? Let's put the camera back a little bit. There we go. So up on the toes and back on the heels. Depending on how you're feeling today, you can really come up on those toes and back on the heels. So we're getting that little bit more engagement on the backs of the legs and on the tops of the legs here. Lovely. And then we'll just do a little stomp again. So nice little stomp. Waking up the soles of those feet. Really good for our bone density. Really nice. So let those feet just settle again. And now we're going to come to the toes. So we're really going to see if we can open up those toes. You might have your shoes on, that's okay. But just within your shoes or your bare feet, see if you can open those toes as much as you can. Something that we don't really do a lot of, and our toes can sometimes become a little bit stiff and tight, so we'll give them a little moment here. So wiggling those toes if you want to, and if you can. I'm not going to zoom the camera in on this because probably none of you need to see my feet in that detail, but we're going to, if we can, plant the big toe and lift up the other toes. It's quite tricky, and it's also a real brain workout, so our neuro pathways are really having to think about this. But if you can, plant the big toe and lift the other ones up. This has took me a lot of practice. And then, this is the one that I cannot do. Oh, I'm doing it a little bit actually. So then we're going to plant our other 4 toes and lift the big toe. So I find this really hard. I practice this one, and actually I'm quite shocked that today I can actually get a few of my toes on the floor and I'm lifting up my big toe and a couple of the others because I can't quite do it. But I couldn't do that at all before. I could not, my brain could not compute it. So just shows when you practice these things. So yes, if you can, plant those toes on the floor and lift the big toe. Nice. Okay. And then let that go. Give those feet a nice little stomp. So just working a little bit more with the ankles now. So if you can, we're going to lift the legs. If not, you're going to keep the legs, the feet on the floor. If you're lifting the legs, we're going to point and flex the feet. So we're here. Now, remember what I said earlier about sometimes when things are difficult, we end up going a bit more like this. So can we keep that nice length up through the spine and the crown of the head as we move the feet? Now, we can, like I say, we can have the feet here. That's absolutely fine. Or we've got them here, lifting, pointing and flexing rather, the feet. Then point those toes up to the sky and do our little windscreen wipers, which I seem to find, again, really hard. Much easier on one ankle than the other. So if we can, just moving the ankle, or moving from the ankle, really, the ankle joint, rather than the whole of the leg. Mine are going all over the place. What happens when I try and talk and move and think? There we go. Lovely. And then some circles. So just in one direction, then the other. I've noticed that I've collapsing in my spine a little bit again. So I'm going to just lengthen up to the spine and the crown of the head. Lovely. And then bringing those feet back down. Give them a little rest for a moment. And then we're going to use our arms and our feet. So I'm going to show you front ways and then I'm also going to show you sideways. So I'll just show you first. So we lift both the feet and we reach with the hands, okay? So sideways view. The feet. So I've got that engagement in the tummy to support my spine and press with the hands, okay? So when you're ready, coming into this posture, and then we're going to take 3 breaths. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Really feel the breath in the body. Long breath out. Breathing in one more time. And breath out. Really nice, everyone. Release that. That one, that one's quite hard. It gets a lot of the muscles in the body working, that one. Right then, so I don't want us to run out of time before we've done our nice bit of dancing movement. So let's do that next. So if anyone does have a nice upbeat song that you like to put on for this next little movement that we do, please go for it and do that now. And then we'll get going in a few seconds and we'll do 3 minutes of really just trying to get that heart rate going. So when you're ready, do any movement really that feels good for you. So you could do your punching ones that we did earlier. You can get the arms up. You can have them out to the side. Whatever feels good for you. This one is all about getting that heart rate going. Getting the blood moving around a little bit more, which is so good for us, for our circulation, for our heart, for our oxygen levels. So whatever movement feels good. Yeah, great, everyone. Really, really nice. We've done 40 seconds already. And we can mix it up. We can do a little bit of one thing, a little bit of another thing. But we're just going to get that heart rate pumping. Oh, yesterday in my seated movement class where we do the song requests, which like I've always said to you guys, if I was with you in person, I'd play you a good tune now. So yesterday we had Cher, a bit of Cher yesterday was requested. So we did our upbeat bit to a bit of share. So that was quite fun. We've done 1.5 minutes now. Really nice, everyone. 1 more minute to go. Have a break at any time if you need to. Last little bit now, last 30 seconds. If you've got any energy left, yeah, nice everyone. Got any energy left, really give it what you've got now. We'll be winding it down after this. We take the arms up above the head, that gets that heart rate up even more. Really nice, 15 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, nice everyone, well done. Goodness me, right. Let everything go now. Have a little drink. Maybe put your hand on your chest and just notice your heart rate. All that great work you just did in elevating it. I can definitely feel mine going. So just take a nice few breaths here. We're going to do just a couple of gentle stretches and then a few breaths to finish. Okay, so coming into one of our final stretches, we're going to bend that right knee and take that left leg out nice and long. So we might get this nice stretch down the back of this left leg, bending that knee. And then if you've got the energy left to raise the arms, lovely. We're going to come into this posture here and look over the right fingertips. And we're going to take 3 breaths. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Lovely. Let those arms come down. We're going to draw the legs in now. So left leg is going to be bent and right leg is going to go out long. So you can have that right foot on the floor or up on the heel. So hopefully getting a bit of a stretch around here. Got that left leg bent. Take those arms wide again. Look to the left this time. I'm just going to keep looking towards you so you can still hear me, but look to the left. And we're going to take 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Nice. Let those shoulders come down. Those arms, sorry. Give those shoulders a nice little roll. And just take a moment here to have a little stretch. Do anything that you feel like you need after your movement today. Just finding that nice gentle stretch through the body. And then coming back to center, give those shoulders a little roll. And then let them settle. We're going to tuck the chin down towards the chest. Take a few breaths here. And then lifting back up through the head, and we're going to finish off taking 3 nice breaths. So when you're ready, take a nice full breath in through the nose, long breath out through the mouth. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Amazing, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this seated movement practice today. Really lovely to see you all. I hope you have a wonderful week and look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday. Thanks so much for coming. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Thank you.